Rob, Arnie, and Dawn. Now back to the Rob, Arnie, and Dawn Show.
Kids have nothing to be stressed out about. They're kids.
Mm-hmm.
They have a roof over their heads. They have people that put clothes on their backs, and they don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to do anything. You make them go to school. They don't have to. They can ditch. They are so not stressed.
These kids today, they have no perspective because their parents tell them, "Oh, Johnny, I just don't know how you do it. You have to go to school for 6 hours a day, 42 days a year with all the holidays, and then somehow go to karate practice. How do you do it, Johnny?" They don't give him any perspective, like what Arnie just mentioned about depressions, bills, taxes. That's life.
Let me just say one thing, too. Rob's an adult. Rob can be stressed. Once you turn 18, you have the right to be stressed. You can vote and you can get stressed at 18.
Okay,
that's when it starts.
Oh, okay. The fact that you think a child cannot be stressed is absurd. Everyone gets stressed about certain things. You may not like what they're getting stressed upon. You may laugh at it. You may give them examples of things that are true stress. But to them, in their little world, something may be stressful to where it wouldn't be stressful to you. Now, should you, whatever it may be, maybe it is something where you say to them, now that's, really something you might want to get over, but it could be a true stress. Some kids go to high-risk schools where every single day they're being checked for guns. Don't you think that's a little stressful?
No, I don't, actually. I get checked for guns every time I get on an airplane. I don't get all stressed out about it.
I'd like to point out, though, you know what, Dawn? I'm coming to your side.
Oh, no.
Kids do have one thing to be stressed about. And that's if they make it to the potty on time. That's about it.
With terrorism, war, natural disasters, oh yes, don't forget global warming too, the gas crisis, and a politically divided country. This is a tough time in U.S. history, say parents.
Question. Why are kids stressed about the gas crisis? They don't even drive. An 8-year-old has no use for gas whatsoever.
The Cold War era 6, World War I 7th, and the current era, known as the War on Terror era, is the easiest time to be alive in America, you little pukes.
Well, gosh,
God.
You don't want to say that to them.
That is you might not. That is exactly what I will say to my child, verbatim, including the word puke. What are you whining about? That is the first thing I will say to that little bastard. What is so stressful in your goddamn life?
This is the easiest time to be a kid because parents have to compete with one another.
Oh.
They have to compete to make their kid the cutest dressed kid. Kids get better clothes now. They get better stuff. Oh, my little Johnny has a plasma screen in his room.
God.
Kids have got it made today. If I could go back in time and make myself a kid today, I would, because my parents couldn't hit me ever again. I wouldn't have to go to school if I didn't want to because I was stressed, and I'd have a lot cooler stuff. I wouldn't have a hand-me-down, great big-ass TV set in my room.
Now, Rob, you could explain it to him nicely. I can't see you calling your child a puke.
If he asks more than once, absolutely. You're right, Dawn. I will probably the first time sit down with him and go, now look, Robbie, here's a little perspective for you. The second time, because he'll forget, because he's a rat, that's what they do. A few years later, because he's watched Oprah or something, had it beaten into his head, and he's sitting there, and I come downstairs, and he's sitting there at the kitchen table, and he's got his head in his hand, and he's working on his stupid little geometry problem, and he's shaking, and I go, Robbie, what's wrong? Because I think he has malaria. Because that's the only reason you should shake. And he says, Daddy, I'm just so stressed out by my homework. That's when the word puke comes out. And we start discussing what in the God's green earth he has to be stressed out about.
Rob, this is what I want you to do. When that happens, I don't want you to talk to your kid. I just want you to call me, and I will take that kid off your hands, and he can live with me. If he wants to see what real stress is, live with me. My employed roommate won't mind.
It's the Rob, Arnie, and Dawn Show. It's the Rob, Arnie, and Dawn Show.